everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're doing weekend forecast today, as usual, on a Saturday. Very warm day, in fact hot day down across the south today. It's one day only offer though, because tomorrow it'll start turning cooler. And actually the coming week looks really very unsettled. I've been looking through the charts while I've been preparing for this forecast, and it is looking very unsettled next week, with several bouts of rain, batches of rain moving in off the Atlantic, driven on by strong winds and quite an autumnal feel, actually, would you believe, next week. So if you enjoy sort of hot weather, make the most of this afternoon, and tomorrow morning is the message, because after that it really is downhill all the way, and particularly for England and Wales, interestingly. I don't think it'll be quite so wet up in the north, so that's quite interesting how that's happened, because it has been a very wet summer in the north, and the south has tended to be dry. But if the charts are right, they could be a bit over the top. I'm a little bit dubious, actually, just how much rain they're indicating for next week. But if they're right, it's the south that gets it, and the north gets the best of it. Well, before we get on with the weekend forecast, just to say about the ads, there's links to articles on all pages at gastronomy.com. You can have a browse through widgets and click through any articles that you're interested in. You'll be happy to pay for gastronomy.com. Thanks so much for doing that. There's also video ads on most page. They open out with the content, and then when you watch them, they'll close back up again. And thanks so much for getting involved. It's all helping to pay for the website. Later on this afternoon, I've got the CFS 6 months look ahead. This would normally be on a Sunday, but the updates are stacking up so much at the moment, and there's so much to talk about, almost too much of me to get through at the moment. I've moved the CFS 6 months look ahead to Saturday, so you'll be able to see that on the home page. Underneath this video, or above this video, in a couple of hours' time. Right, let's get on with the weekend forecast. I'm going to start off with a radar picture from the weatheroutlook.com. If I link to Weather Outlook on the links page. Here is the current radar picture, and we've got a band of rain setting up across northern England, down into North Wales, through the Irish Sea, and into the far southwest of England. This is the dividing line between relatively cool temperatures and mostly dry weather through the north, across Scotland Northern Line, and mainly dry but hot temperatures across England and Wales on the southern and eastern side of this weather front. This front is really going to be plaguing us on and off through the week, producing bands of rain and little areas of low pressure. So here's today's stock-tip pressure chart, and basically we're in a warm southerly to southeasterly flow with a Spanish plume trying to come in from France, but of course we've got weather fronts and an area of low pressure developing within that. So we're going to find that band of rain through northern England, parts of north and west Wales, and down to southwestern England, persisting, in fact getting heavier, more widespread through the course of this afternoon. To the south and east of that, there could be a few thunderstorms generated just by the heat and the instability in the atmosphere through maybe parts of the north and west Midlands, particularly eastern parts of Wales, and then possibly going down into some sort of central southern parts of England. I think they'll be quite scattered, but don't be surprised if there's some heavy thunderstorms through the course of late this afternoon into this evening. Further Lincolnshire, the Midlands, East Midlands, East Anglia, South East England, probably mostly dry. There could be a rogue storm around, but not seeing much evidence for storms in the east. Famous last words, of course. And then for Scotland and Northern Ireland, quite a bit of dry weather, but there will be showers getting going later on. It's cooler up there, with temperatures under 20 degrees, around 17 or 18 degrees, whereas in the south it's hot. Temperatures widely across England and Wales up to 25 to 29, that's around below to mid 80s Fahrenheit. In the far southeast we could touch 30, possibly 31, that's 86 to 88 Fahrenheit, somewhere like London. A very warm, if not hot, afternoon. Now, low pressure is developing around the country as we go through into tonight. It's pushing the rain to the west, though. So I think the rain really will be on most of the night, possibly with thunder through many parts of southwest Scotland, northwest England, through the Irish Sea, down into Wales, particularly northern West Wales, and southwest England, also over into Ireland as well. Some very heavy rain, possibly with thunder in those areas. Central and eastern parts of the country, once any sort of rogue storms die out, will be mainly dry tonight. It's going to be a really warm and steamy night, with temperatures holding up at around 15, 16 degrees quite widely. London could stay up at around 20 degrees tonight. Definitely not a duvet night down in London. That's 68 Fahrenheit. It's close to sort of the maximum temperature at this time of year. Well, things are turning more unsettled if it's possible as we move through into Sunday with low pressure moving in across the country. Keep an eye on this low pressure down across Biscay. That's going to be with us in the south anyway for Monday. Sunday probably starts off dry with some hot sunshine in the north and the east, but we'll have that area of rain across Ireland, Wales and southwestern England through the morning, and then during the afternoon it's going to push northwards and eastwards, affecting many parts of England and Wales during the afternoon. It'll be a persistent band of rain. There could be thunderstorms with it as well. I'm not sure just how much thunder there'll be on that, but certainly a band of heavy rain moving northwards and eastwards. Leaves much of Scotland and northeast England probably mostly dry through daylight hours with sunny spells. Temperatures before that rain arrives could be up to around 25 to 27 in the east. That's again getting close to 80 Fahrenheit, but it will be turning significantly cooler in the west behind that rain band. So Ireland, Wales, southwest England probably just at 16 or 17 degrees. A big temperature contrast across the country through the course of Sunday. That rain will carry on pushing further northwards and eastwards during the course of Sunday night, so moving into Scotland and northern England. And then that next area of low pressure, when I was talking about around Biscay for Sunday, that'll be pushing northwards across England and Wales on Monday. So this is a rather horrendous looking chart we're faced with for Monday. A very nasty area of low pressure moving up from the south, and quite tightly packed isobars wrapped around that low pressure. So not only will it be wet, it'll be windy as well. We start off with rain for Scotland and northern England. Most of that should clear away, but another batch of rain from the word go down across the south coast will push northwards steadily and relentlessly across England and Wales during the course of Monday. Some very heavy rain could be tied in with that. And I say it's windy as well with that one, so driven on by quite a strong west to northwesterly wind as that low pressure starts to clear off into the east coast by the end of the day. Eventually sunshine and showers will push onto the south coast, and some of those showers could turn heavy with a risk of thunder. Scotland and Northern Ireland, once that morning rain clears, probably stays mainly dry. Temperatures will be much cooler on Monday. It'll be a proper chilly feel, maybe a little bit of autumnal feeling, with temperatures in the south just 20 degrees at best as the sun comes out. But under that persistent band of rain, probably no better, but around 15 degrees. So certainly feeling cool and a little bit autumnal on Monday. Moving through into Tuesday, another little low pressure will be zipping through, and I'm not sure you can quite work this out, but what's going on here is that we've got a trailing front really stretched out right way into the middle part of the Atlantic, and as these ripples run along that front, they're going to develop into areas of low pressure through the course of the week. So the first one's coming through on Tuesday, there'll be another one coming through on Wednesday, and another one coming through on Thursday, a train, if you like, of developing low pressure systems. So Tuesday again probably starts off mostly dry, particularly in the north and the east, but there'll be rain down in the southwest that will quickly spread across the country through the course of the day, probably particularly affecting England and Wales, with Scotland maybe staying mostly dry. So that rain could be quite heavy. Temperatures in the persistent range, just 15, 16 degrees, otherwise getting up to around 20 or 21. Certainly nothing to write home about, and quite windy up the channel as well. Going through into Wednesday, got another little area of low pressure coming across the country, and there's Thursday's low pressure waiting in the wings. So Wednesday we do it all over again, probably starting off on a dry note with sunny spells in the north and the east, but cloud and rain in the west will spread across the country through the day. Again, some of that rain quite heavy, particularly in the south, driven on by quite a strong wind. Temperature and a persistent rain, just 15 or 16 degrees in any sunny spells, that's around 20 or 21, but depressed temperatures and feeling really quite cool. Moving through into Thursday, that final low pressure is coming in across the country. This is a little bit further north and west, so it probably takes the heaviest rain through Scotland, Northern Ireland and northern England, whereas the south and southeast probably having more sort of showery, lighter rain down there. It could actually turn quite warm for a time in the southeast on Thursday, with temperatures up to 23 degrees, 73 Fahrenheit, but of course cooler and fresher up in the northwest under that area of low pressure. Everything simplifies itself as we get through to Friday. We lose those nasty little low pressures, and we're sort of going into a showery regime then, with the main low up to the north of Scotland. So any persistent rain in the east first thing on Friday morning will clear away, And then sort of sunshine and showers is what takes us through Friday, particularly in the north and west, very few in the south and southeast. Temperatures around 15 to 21 about average. And then getting through into the bank holiday weekend, we probably start off on quite a showery note, but there is signs as we get through to bank holiday Monday that we might start to ridge in a bit of high pressure, settling things down. I think temperatures will be quite cool over bank holiday weekend, particularly chilly at night, but probably going from showery to dry conditions, hopefully, anyway, through the course of the bank holiday weekend. But have a look at the charts of weather outlook so you can see weather in your area over the next few days. Don't take these too literally, because the timings of these rain bands are going to be very uncertain, really, at this stage. But we do find the rain in the north and the west through the course of today, with hot sunshine down in the south and southeast. There could be a few thunderstorms generated in places. And then as we go through into Sunday, a band of rain, something quite heavy with thunder moving northwards and eastwards across England and Wales, particularly through the course of the day, with Scotland and northeastern England staying mostly dry. We get through into Monday, some very heavy rain pushing up from the south during the course of the day, particularly affecting England and Wales, with Scotland and Northern Ireland mostly dry once we get rid of that early rain first thing in the morning. Move through into Tuesday, there could be more rain coming across the country, particularly again for England and Wales, perhaps a little bit showery in nature, but quite a bit of rain possible on Tuesday. More rain on Wednesday, and indeed some rain around on Thursday as well. By the time you get through to Friday, though, things should be getting a little bit more simple. Sunshine and shower, but those temperatures will be dropping. So after today's heat, if you enjoy the heat, make most of it, because temperatures will be dropping into much cooler values as we go through next week with all of these bands of rain. So in summary, we're starting off hot. If you like the sun, make the most of it, because from tomorrow onwards it's gradually breaking down. We've got rain in the northwest actually today, but tomorrow we'll find a band of rain coming across the country, and that sets up for a very unsettled week with quite a lot of rain and significantly cooler temperatures as well. That's it for now, and thanks for watching.